Powell's out when, in May?
Well, his chairmanship ends.
Mhm.
Most likely he'll also give up his governor's spot, but it's not certain.
Okay.
He's actually chosen not to comment on that. We can only speculate.
It's just so interesting because it seems like the next person who comes in, they're between a rock and a hard place because they're going to kind of look like a pushover if they do whatever the Trump administration wants, which is clearly lower rates. They've been talking about it nonstop and putting a lot of pressure on the Fed, and they can't play hardball really because of the debt levels, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I think the problem is that the Fed, they can look like they're playing hardball for a little bit, but as soon as one of those liquidity leaks springs, they jump in on day one. So when they were trying to fight inflation back in 2023, back when inflation was higher and the regional bank crisis happened, they were in there that weekend along with the Treasury to help. And if they would have stepped aside, there would have been some, more bank failures. There would have been more of a destruction in tiny percentage of the broad money supply, which is, if you're trying to fight inflation, it's one of the variables that you can let happen. But they decided that the cascading risks to that were too great for their taste. So they backed off and provided liquidity temporarily when needed. It's just understood that no matter how tough they talk, kind of the core systems, if there's an issue in sovereign bond markets, they're going to step in. If there's an issue in overnight financing between banks, they're going to step in. And that kind of limits what they ultimately can do. And the issue is that the tools that the Fed has are mostly geared toward either accelerating or decelerating bank lending. And if that's not the issue, if it's not that, banks shut off lending, if it's not that they're lending too much, if they're just kind of doing average lending, which they are now, and inflation's still hot, it's because it's mostly from the fiscal side. And their tools either don't address that or in some cases, ironically, can make it worse.